everyone, welcome back to Reading with Tatiana. Today I'm doing my August 2023 wrap-ups and I have no idea how because I feel like I haven't read the past 2 weeks to be honest because we've just been hosting people, my family came to Calgary to visit, but I guess I did most of my reading in the beginning of August, so I somehow managed to read 5 books this month. But honestly, the last book I read, it felt like 2 weeks ago. But anyways, the I had one 3-star review, 3 4-star review, and one 5-star review. So it's actually a pretty good month. Before I get into each wrap up, if you're watching this, I'll always appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below if you have read any of these books. Oh, I also want to specify that one of the books I read, I actually listened to the audiobook version because I've now decided if I'm ever going to read a celebrity memoir biography, if they are narrating themselves, I think I'll enjoy it more if I listen to it because I've read enough celebrity memoirs like Jeanette McCurdy, Cindy Lou, Anna Kendrick, where I'm just like, oh, I kind of wish I listened to them tell me about their life. So this month I had one audiobook and 4 actual books. The first book I read was The Whispers by Ashley Audrey. I gave this one my lowest score of the month, which is 3 out of 5. I was pretty disappointed because I read her debut book last year called The Push, and that was a 5 out of 5. So I think I came in with high hopes, and the book is very similar but also not. So maybe, last year when I read The Push, it was just very like, not shocked, but like a new thing to read, so I gave it a 5 out of 5. Whereas this one, I kind of knew what to expect, so I gave it 3 out of 5. So this book basically, high level talks about a suburbia. There's all these like married couples. There's dramas. There's affairs. There's gossip. There's like people comparing Keep Up the Joneses, and there's also a child who just went to the hospital and he fell out of his window somehow. So people are like, what happened? So this book was good because it's very juicy and I felt like I was ready for the gossip, but it just fell flat because sometimes even if I don't like the characters, I can understand their motivation, but in this book, no character was redeemable. They were all awful people and I just didn't like it. But I felt very conflicted given his writing because this book had short chapters, which is always good because you just are at the edge of your seat to see what's going to happen next. And Ashley Audrey is a good writer. I really enjoy her writing, but the characters are just so awful that it was a bad read. So this is a 3 out of 5. The second book I read was Cry in the Bathroom by Erica L. Sanchez. I gave this a 4 out of 5. This book was a memoir and it really reminded me of Crying in H Mart, except the Mexican-American experience. I felt it was very honest, it was very funny, it was really great of Erica talking about mental health struggles, about what it was like growing up, where she did. And I don't know, I just felt like for me it was a good exposure to a different type of lifestyle that I wouldn't know because I'm Canadian, I'm Chinese, I'm in Canada, she's Mexican, she's in America, and she grew up there. So for me, it's always interesting to read other people's experiences. Even though I couldn't relate to it, I felt like, hey, they were her experiences and I really enjoyed them. The next book I read was Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and this one I thoroughly enjoyed. It's a perfect read for summer, perfect contemporary romance, and as someone who grew up watching Saturday Night Live, this book was really great. So this book is basically, we meet Sally, who is a writer for the Night Owl, which is this book's Saturday Night Live, and she basically meets a guest star for the Night Owl, and they basically have a romantic comedy situation. This book is really good because it talks a lot about the behind the scenes of the Night Owl. So for me, as someone that watched Saturday Night Live, it gave me a bit of insight. And this book was also set over the pandemic, so who doesn't love a good pandemic romance? And it was just a really easy read. It was really fun, and I just really enjoyed it. The next book I read was Gunko by Stephen Rowley. I also gave this a 4 out of 5. This book was also, again, a great summer read, very predictable, very feel-good. We basically meet Patrick, who is the Gunko, the gay uncle. His best friend Sarah dies from terminal illness, and she has 2 kids, Maisie and Grant. And Sarah is also married to Patrick's brother. So Patrick's brother finds out that he admits that he has a pill addiction. So upon hearing his wife dying, he's like, I need to go to rehab so I can be a good dad for my kids after this. So Patrick, the gunko, is now having to take care of his 2 nieces and nephews for the summer and Palm Springs, and it's just a comedy of errors. It's great. Really recommend this book if you want a easy summer read. The last book I read slash listened to is Open Book by Jessica Simpson. I gave this a 5/5. Caveat is I was just a Jessica Simpson fan growing up, and she was always compared to Christina and Britney and that kind of stuff. So this book was just great because it talked about her auditioning for Mickey Mouse Club, which she didn't know. She gives insight about Christina, Britney, Justin Timberlake, and Ryan Gosling when they're all young, and it also talks about her meeting the Cliché, her marrying the Cliché, and their divorce, and how it's just super juicy, and also her relationship with John Mayer, which I didn't know about, and Tony Roma, a football player, and she's just very vulnerable. And when you listen to this book, you literally feel like you're there in the room with her, and she's just kind of like hilarious, and it's just a great read. She also talks about her struggles with fame, with weight, with alcoholism, and also the rise of her clothing brand, Jessica Simpson Collection. I really recommend this memoir, but only if you are familiar with Jessica Simpson. Those are my 5 quick wrap-ups for August. Let me know if you read them, what you thought down below if you did, and let me know what was your favorite book and least favorite book of August. As always, thanks for watching until the end. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.